Afternoon, everybody. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Everything is good this time of the year.
Kwanzaa, Mike. Kwanzaa. Get them all.
Yeah, Kwanzaa. We're at a point now where we're in a holiday show, and we got a holiday spirit going on.
That's right, Mike.
We're dressing the part, we're feeling the part, and we actually look the part today also.
That's right. Unbelievable, Mike.
Lee looks great. He's got his hat on.
I got my hat on, my shades on.
Today he looks like the Blues Brothers, you know? Got a red shirt on. He looks great.
Nice, Mikey. Thank you. Laborio, your friendly neighborhood architect.
The friendliest.
What a ride up, Mike, huh? It was excellent.
Between the truckers coming up the highway today, it was amazing on the freeway.
Some smoking tires there and some skipping of 18-wheelers airborne
stuff
up
coming
in the air,
exit,
bouncing.
I'm telling you. Yeah, well, today's a good day. We're going to bring up a subject that we haven't talked about in a long time. And with the ending of the year and the starting of a new year, I think it's important that we discuss how to select. Are we selecting today?
Yeah, today we want to go over for the folks out there the selection of a home improvement contractor again.
That's right.
And first of all, Bill's not here yet, our new co-host, Bill Barshow. But I'd like to thank American Design and Build for all their help and participation this year in supporting our show. And I know they do great work, and we'll remember referring them out here from the ABCs of home improvement. But we will be starting January 8th with a new sponsor for our show for the next 15 shows. And we'll bring them to you at the beginning of the year. But we wanted to thank our old sponsor, and we'll still have a good relationship with them. So, okay, now today, Mike, let's
selecting a contractor.
Well, wait, hold on.
Oh,
Now we got a question or two of the day. Question. We got a bulletin. Hold on, bulletin coming in. Let me see. Rich just sent this in here. So what do we got here? Oh. Today, we have to give away, Mike. We have 2 giveaways for the holiday show.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the holiday. Are they gift wrapped?
I don't know, but if Sharon and Darren are listening out in the shed, we expect them to call in at 651-1110 because today, our first caller will receive an AM/FM portable transmitter that you wear around your neck, plug in, and you can listen to your tunes as you cruise the road or cruise the highway, so to speak.
So if you're working out in the shed.
If you're working out in the shed.
It's battery driven, right?
Battery driven.
No cord.
No cord, and you just plug the headphones in there and put them in your ears, a little buds there.
I like that color, too.
And it's a bright yellow and silver. Yellow. Beautiful. That's
Safety
a nice
on
unit.
the road. I like that.
So, yeah, that's right. And it also it doubles as, I don't know what it could double as, but it looks like it could double as something.
It's like a marker somewhere. You're leaving a mark.
So for the first caller, who has this correct answer, Mike?
Oh, we got a question that goes.
The question of the day
I thought you were just giving it away.
When was the first Christmas tree put up in the Rockefeller Center Plaza? Wow. What year? Just give us a year. For the first caller, if you can give us the correct year, you guys get out there and start working your laptops and work the internet hard for that one because there's a few different answers here, but I have the correct answer of when the first tree went up in Rockefeller Center. Okay? Now, the second question.
Oh, another question.
Second question, Mike.
What do you got this time for the second question first?
What type of tree is the tree that's in Rockefeller Center that they try and pick every year? The type of tree. Okay, so for the second caller today.
I thought it was just a tall tree.
And if you want to tell us the height, I have the height. The average height.
Ooh, another price.
Right? And how many lights there are, Mike. I have all of the information here in my brain. Came through on this bulletin right here in my hand.
Thank God for Rich and the mechanic.
But what are we giving away for the second?
What do you got?
We got Apple. We're giving away an Apple product again.
Oh, you like that?
Apple's going to be sponsoring our show soon for hundreds of thousands of dollars. We are giving away the iLife suite, Mike. The GarageBand in there, the iPhoto, the iMovie. For those of you who are Apple users, this is probably a $99 product out there. And
you could probably flip that on eBay.
Right. Listen, we could get that out on eBay, but I'm giving it to our listeners out there.
I'd like to
nice. Happy holidays to the folks.
Are you again with the holidays?
In the spirit, Mike. I'm getting in the spirit. Okay. Wait till Bill gets here. We'll be in the spirit.
If he looks as good as we do, forget about it.
Okay, so those are the questions. So give us a call, 651-1110 today. Let us know if you have anything.
Good gifts. Make sure you call.
Good gifts if you have any answers. Now, before we get to, of course, there's something on the reverse side of my bulletin here that I have
Another
here.
Page?
It's a sad day today, Mike.
Sorry to hear that.
Okay, before we start talking about the public advocacy for home improvement, again, Scotty, when Scotchy was here, the guy who's all involved with the environment and so forth, I don't know if he knows, but after surviving 20 million years today in China, the goddess of the river is extinct.
Come on.
We've lost a mammal life form, first one in history of human times here. The whitefin dolphin, or the baji, swam up the Yangtze River for many years, and
No more river?
And, well, what happened is you had profuse overbuilding and shipping lanes that increased through the river there. And since that traffic and everything, there's been 0 sightings. They have not seen one since 2004, Mike.
Sad.
And back in 1986.
That's off the sushi.
Sushi. Could you imagine? Well, let me tell you, back in 1986, Mike, this was put on the endangered species list.
Look what happened in 14 years.
There was only 400 of them then.
Wow.
So the Chinese government sent out 30 teams of experts in search of the river for 6 weeks, and they failed to cite one of these. So they're calling it extinct at this point.
You want a moment of silence here?
Well, no, we're good. But I just wanted to, I, of course,
Update.
like the Eastern stuff, so I wanted to just bring out what the legend is and why it was called the China goddess of the river, Mike. Do you know?
Very nice.
Could you
No, I
understand?
still don't know why.
Okay, so, well, legend has it that this animal was the reincarnation of a princess who refused to marry a man she didn't love, and her father drowned her in the river for shaming the family.
Wow.
And
listen
so
to
this
that.
is this
That
is a
started as
legend.
a small story. It
Now I
became a
wonder if
legend.
the legend is extinct. I don't know. So
No, it won't be extinct
You know.
if people like us remind people about the legend.
well, there you have it. So a little sad news. That's for Scotchy though out there and you environmentalists to let you know. Here we were talking about green building and how we in the home improvement business can actually help out a little bit in the environment. And you can see that overbuilding and human infestation in certain areas
phone call.
We got a phone call. Okay. Yes. Hello, caller.
Yes, hi. This is Virginia from New Hampton.
Hi. How are you?
Okay. how
Happy
are you guys
holidays.
today? Same to you. I think it was in 1954.
Ah, very good. Good guess. No, but that is not correct.
Was you
Oh,
close?
really?
Yeah, it was earlier than that. We'll give the folks a little heads up. It was earlier than that though, but that was a good guess, and we appreciate the call on that. And maybe we can.
While we got you on the phone,
Yeah.
you have any questions you'd like to consider for remodeling or anything of that updating on that level?
Remodeling? No, I've just done a bunch of stuff in my house.
Oh, yeah. Understandable with the holidays.
Excellent,
Yes.
excellent. Well, I hope you
Yes.
enjoy the holidays. That was a good guess. How about
Thank you,
guessing what
sir.
type of tree? If maybe you know what type of tree it is, we can
A
give you.
balsam fir?
No, that's not it either. Okay, all right.
You know,
I don't want
if
to give you.
had my-
I don't
if
want
had
to.
my husband next to me. He knows all the answers for that.
Oh, see,
It's
all
all
right.
in the timing.
Well, listen, while we have you on the phone, if he's there, we'll give you a shot again while the line's open. You could take a second guess. See if your husband knows.
He's not with me.
Oh,
that's
all
what it
right,
was.
so I'm going to guess 1949 for the trip.
No, that's not it.
holy.
That's not it. And
for
but you're
calling.
getting closer. Thanks for calling, and
Okay, guys.
have a
Have a
great
happy-
holiday.
You too. Love your show.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot.
Ciao.
Okay, bye-bye.
That was a good try.
Okay, well, it was good. We got some activity on that.
Nice
I know.
year, 1949.
People,
number
you know,
coming out
this
again.
Mike, this tree, we can talk about it. It has 30,000 plus lights on there,
30,000.
and it is an icon of American,
Definitely.
holiday spirit.
I still
and-
go down every year. Take a
Right.
look at
It does represent, I think everybody's holiday per se. The lights and so forth can, bring forth.
Just on top of the ice skating ring.
It's beautiful, isn't it, Mike? It's
The whole
beautiful.
presentation is beautiful.
So, okay, so
Back to the question.
let's go now. Let's talk about how do we select a home improvement contractor.
That's a
Mike?
big deal and very important.
Okay, and I guess the first thing, and what Earl used to say, and I hope Bill has some of the quotes there because we'd like to use them, is be an informed consumer. Okay, learn about the types of work that you're having done. Before you start doing things, educate yourself a little bit, ask questions, see friends that have done work.
Don't just look on TV for those wonderful programs.
Yes,
They're great
yes.
ideas, but you can't really know how it's done.
That's right.
You got to get behind the curtains.
That's right, and that's one of the main things is people really don't understand the process of what's going to happen to their house or a section of their house during this construction.
It's usually
And-
longer than an hour.
right, and it's overwhelming sometimes to see all the components. So
And the people visiting at the same
right,
time.
that's right. But a lot of folks have had additions done in their neighborhoods, and they've walked down the street and taken a look, so they have a concept of how things are happening
And what
And-
your neighborhood looks
Oh,
like.
look who's here! It's
Happy
Santa.
holidays.
It's Santa Bill. It's Santa Claus. He's here. I can't believe it. Jingle bells there, Bill. All right, so Bill, listen. Let me just. I'm gonna just go back to these questions of the day, Bill. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go out on a break real quick, Rich, and we'll just get Bill settled in here, and we'll come back. ABC's a Home Improvement. And we're
we're back. Fa ra 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 ra.
All right, Bill. Good
Yeah.
to have you.
Bill Barshow here with the ABC's of Home Improvements. Apologize for being late. For those of you out there in Radio Land, I was run off the road by an 18-wheeler myself on the way here, and
They're dangerous sometimes.
it was a good thing I had a four-wheel drive to get me out of the sinkhole.
Cool.
Was he carrying a shed? Because they're delivering sheds now for Christmas for these big Christmas parties. A few of our friends, Darren and Sharon, if they're listening out there, call us from the shed out there. They're Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, Hi-Fi,
Unbelievable.
jingle bell, and all the way through there.
And Darren's getting us on the internet.
I know.
I know he
He's
is. He
streaming
called
us
up and
live.
said
He's
that.
afraid to pick up the phone, but that's all right.
Yeah.
Sometimes the shed, there's other activities going on during the show.
All right, with the
I
shed.
was at the shed. No, I don't want
No,
to leave
Bill,
off the shed.
come on,
I just
tell
want
him.
Barn and shed.
I
That
just
was
want
the
to
best.
elaborate on the shed for a moment because it's a great idea. You look at, and it's on the radio, Mr. Shed, this shed, that shed, all these shed manufacturers. I got to be honest with you. I was at Shirt and Dirt's Christmas party not long ago.
That was amazing. That was
Okay, it was
phenomenal.
incredible.
Jingle bells.
And there was as many people in the shed partying as there was in the house.
Amazing.
Nice shed.
And what went on in the shed was incredible because he has my wife, as we're driving home, said, I want one of those sheds. That's the best shed I've ever been into in my life.
That's right.
And I thought that we ought to sit down and, get a patent pending, patent it, the bar shed.
The bar shed, the dirt shed. We'd have to cut dirt in on that, Darren.
Absolutely.
If
This
you're
shed-
listening, you better call up because if you have,
He had 3 TVs in there.
Oh, man.
He had a
Refri-
small refrigerator. He had a microwave oven. He had heat. He had
chairs, stools,
Oh,
Sounds like a place
recliners,
for a
lounge
It
chairs.
was unbelievable.
You guys bed there by now?
and we ought to just rock and roll with
I'm telling you. So we'd have to patent the dirt
Yeah.
shed and he'd have to be in on it.
Yeah.
He is an engineer. He does like to do those things. So we'll have to see what
How many
type
people are in the shed, Bill?
that. Oh,
You couldn't
There-
count them.
there had to be-
countless numbers.
there had to be throughout
Countless
the
numbers.
evening.
Hey, we got a phone call there, Mike. Take the call.
Hello, caller. Can we help you?
Yeah, it's Darren.
Hey, we got you.
Yeah, we talk about you long enough. You got to call up.
You had to call. I knew it. Beautiful. So what's going on, Darren?
I'm not out in the shed.
I can tell. You might be after this phone call.
It's possible.
Incredible. Listen, Dirtman, I got to tell you something. Susan wants one of those
You
sheds.
see, you started a stampede now for sheds.
I'm glad you had a good time. It was
Hey,
a good
Darren, did you
party.
call up to answer the questions we have on the air
Oh,
today?
maybe. That's right.
Let's get him to answer a question.
Darren,
Yeah, I'm here.
do you know the answer to any of our 2 questions today?
What was it, 1939?
Oh, no, but close. Coming closer. Ever so close. Ever so close.
What kind of tree do you think it is?
Warmer.
Norway spruce.
Ah, that's right. It is a Norway spruce.
Very good.
Darren, you did get question number 2, so you are entitled to one of our gifts here at the studio today.
Oh, boy.
Which one would you like? Would you like the iLife Suite or would you like the AM/FM jogging apparatus?
I'm going with the jogging apparatus.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Nice.
excellent.
It's
So
yours.
It's yours. It'll be up here in Frank's drawer at the station. Feel free to come by and pick it up after the show anytime you want. If not, I'll have to transport it down to the shed for you.
And I might have to accompany that
Right,
transport.
There we go.
I'm
So-
glad you had a good time at the party.
So
I had
listen,
a good
just
time,
Darren,
too.
hold on for a second, man, while we have you out there. Why don't you tell the folks a little bit about your shed? Come on, don't be shy now. I mean, Bill and I were, a little inebriated while we were out there in the shed, so we might have missed some of the finer points of the shed, and we want people to actually understand that it.
We want to know what to put on the brochure.
Right,
so
Mike.
this way we'll
That's
understand.
what Mike says. What goes on?
We
the
are going to
brochure
patent these
sellers?
sheds, and you are cut in.
Well, first you have to have a good story. And my story was that my backyard needed cleaning. And so I sold the shed idea on the fact that it was going to straighten up my backyard.
Sold it to the wife?
Yes.
So it was a story in guise. So the shed was coming in under the auspice of being a storage shed.
So you got to have smoke and mirrors.
Right. Okay. Nice move.
Yeah, well, in my situation, I needed that.
That was a nice move, Darren. I like that move. Go ahead.
Very clever.
Good
And
planning.
because my other neighbors also have similar sheds, I knew I didn't want to go small. I wanted to go big. So I went for an 8x14 shed.
Nice room.
And I
8 by
threw in a
14.
5-foot serving counter, got a few bar stools outside, a couple inside, 2 refrigerators, 2 TVs, kerosene heat, radiant heat, lounge chair, a corner liquor cabinet, and a wraparound deck.
Are you
Right.
rent-
That
are you rent-
wraparound deck is very important, folks, to extend the playing area around the shed. He has extended a nice
Loading
wraparound
space, yeah.
deck so that the service area, when people are having their cocktails and want to get out of their stools there and go back, there's plenty of room for them to go back there. It's excellent. Excellent.
Right, because one thing I did notice and took, boy, did I notice, a couple of the neighbors' wives did like to dance a little around that shed.
Yep, they
And
liked it. And that
it was
pad,
absolutely
that deck area out
wonderful.
there is
Woo!
beautiful. That was good.
Yeah.
Darren, so it's something else, huh? So do you have a specific name for the shed that you have, when you've created your shed? Is it, because I know
Did you name it?
they do have handles. Each person's shed has its own name, and I'm just wondering, if you've named yours yet or.
Oh, I haven't actually settled in on a name, but other people have called it things like Dirt Sten and
Nice.
Shirt Shack.
Nice.
That's good.
Simple
Excellent.
little tags like that.
Is this a
Okay.
12-month shed?
It's year round.
Yeah, it is.
Well, when
It's
they're
incredible.
around, when they're in
Yeah.
town,
Yeah.
they do
Yeah,
have
during the
a.
winter, we're usually skiing, but
He goes to a chalet up north. We can't mention it on the air. don't
Monday
want
night
anyone
football
crashing.
I always host, so there's always a party Monday nights.
Nice.
Excellent, Darren. Well, thanks, man. Now you're talking. That's a good one. Well, I'm glad we got you to pick up the phone there finally. We've been talking about the shed a few times here. And so the folks out there, if you have any questions on the sheds, too, 651-1110, and we can expedite them to the expert down there, Darren, and come up with some sort of configuration for you. And it's a guaranteed sale there, guys. If you take your wives down there, take it from Bill. We can visit Darren. I'm sure he wouldn't mind giving you the tour of the shed for a few dollars. Or something to add to that corner liquor cabinet would be good. But all right, Darren. Thanks, man. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you.
Thanks for calling.
And
All right,
we'll
Bill,
make sure we bring that thing down to you, man. That pedometer thing.
Thank you very much.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Nice. All right, Rich. Good. That was
You know what
excellent.
it is? If we talk about people, they're going to call up.
We force them to call up every once in a while,
That's
but
it.
it's always good to hear from Darren and Sharon. I noticed we didn't hear too much from Sharon. She must have been in the other room,
So what
I
was
guess.
the question of the day?
Oh, the question of the day. So Darren now has answered correctly that the tree that is at Rockefeller Center every year that they pick out a Norway spruce. And his guess of the year though was incorrect.
So
we're
wait
still,
for the next caller.
Yeah, we'll wait for the next caller. Okay. Let's see now. Let's get back to, we were talking, Bill, when you first came in, on how to select a home improvement contractor, which we started our beginning show about, and we talked about being an informed consumer, educating yourself a little bit before you start
Knowing
the
what's
process.
going on in the area, how the houses will look.
Then the next big thing always is to check out the reputation of the contractor you are looking to select to hire.
How do you do that?
Okay, so, first of all, in certain locales, there needs to be a license in place, remodeling or home improvement license, and you can check that at the local county department of consumer protection in your area.
True.
You can also check with the Better Business Bureau. Is always a good place.
See if there's any complaints.
Right, consumer protection, any of those agencies, and certain ones you don't want to see their name on there.
That's
other
a
ones,
good start, though.
Other ones you do. Right, Better Business will have a list of the better businesses that are in the area, and
Legitimate ones.
consumer protection will have the ones that you want to be concerned about if their name is
You're
on there.
concerned about problems, and you're concerned that they have insurance.
Insurance, well, that's another whole issue, right? In order to get the license, Mike, you need to have all your paperwork in order. And every year it needs to be renewed, and the municipality or the county department
Verifies.
they have to verify.
That's it.
So at this point, if they're licensed and they hand you a fraudulent license, it's a felony. If the license is invalid or in any way altered.
That's a good
So
start.
you have
now.
some good protection.
What else is on that list?
Well, they always, we always say get 3 estimates. Always get 3 estimates.
Is that right, Bill?
You don't need to get 2.
I mean,
or
we're both
4 or
nodding our head
5.
here while he's answering the question.
Absolutely.
But you know
he's
it's
on
true.
a roll, and
Yeah.
he's right. He's right.
So
Without 3, you feel like you're not sure because, like Bill said last time, what we heard is that if you're the highest and you're the lowest, there's got to be reasons for everything.
that's right. That's right. And of course, check the references. Always check the references.
It's worth
Mike.
a few calls. Make a visit during the. Find out where he's working. Go look at the job site. Go
Check
see how clean
previous
it is.
clients. Just ask for a couple of clients over the last
Make a
2
phone
years,
call.
a year. You don't need to go back
It's a
too
big
far.
investment. You have to double check yourself.
That's
a little
right. And always check, beforehand that you have a written agreement. Always have a written agreement.
Bit. This handshake business went out with the horse and buggy.
Right, and that written agreement can vary vastly depending on which contractors and what type of work you're doing. So always check with your attorney.
And don't get nervous if you get a lot of pages on a bid, because that just includes a lot of things that you're going to be getting.
Well, this is all.
We'll feed around. We're back, folks. It's Mike Ash again. We're here on the ABCs of Home Improvement, and today we're trying to help out and make you aware of how to select a contractor. And we just discussed a couple of points, one being the areas where you can check as far as your municipalities, consumer protection, see if these people have any negatives or plus or no indication at all is a good sign altogether, let me tell you.
Mike, somebody's on line 1 over there.
Really?
Who is that?
Hello, caller.
Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Hey! Steve!
What's going on?
How you doing, guys?
Doing good.
Merry Christmas, man. Where'd
Where
you
are
go?
Oh, today we're down in the homeland. We're in the Bronx.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
you're saying
Excellent.
yes again. That's what goes
I
on.
like that, Steve.
What are you doing?
We're hanging 6-panel solid core doors for a lady here.
Very nice. Are you in the basement or are you working in the house?
No, throughout the house.
Oh, okay.
8 doors throughout the bedrooms, bathrooms,
So that sounds like a good day's work.
2 days.
Oh, okay. You started late, that's all.
Steve, so we're talking about how to select a home improvement contractor, and since you're our roving renovator that we recommend all the time over here at the ABC's of Home Improvement, I'd like you to give out your name and phone number for all the holiday folks looking to start their spring projects with
Oh,
you.
that's great. That's Uncle Steve at the Renovation Consultant, 845-831-7609.
What was that number?
845-831-7609.
Excellent,
I
Steve.
recommend you, Steve. You know that.
we
You're
love
good.
we love your work. And
You know why? Because you always say yes.
That's right.
I always remember you always telling me that.
Keeps everybody happy.
You
Get
do.
it done.
You're good, Steve. You
Steve
really
gets
are.
it done.
I hope you have fun on the job, and I'm glad you called in today.
All right, guys. Have a happy Christmas.
You too,
and,
Steve, if we
Merry
don't
New
see you.
Year, and see you soon.
I
Yeah.
hope so. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Okay,
That was good. He's good to roam.
nice. Yeah, it's always good to hear from Steve. He is an excellent contractor for you folks doing any sort of stuff. You want somebody... Mike, line 1 again. What's going on here?
Hello there.
Hi.
Hi.
What's your name and where you calling from?
My name is Donna. I'm calling from Warwick.
Oh, hi.
All right, Donna.
How can we help you?
I was just calling about the tree.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
Oh, okay, hold on. Go ahead.
That's Lee's errand. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so we're going for what year was the first Christmas tree put on Rockefeller Center?
1952.
No, still
Good guess.
Good guess. Good guess.
You're a little high.
Right, that's right. We got a few years up there, but that was a good guess.
Close.
Yeah.
You're
Have you
getting
been down to see
warmer.
the tree this year?
Excuse me?
Have you been down to see the tree this year?
No.
Oh, it's excellent. It's
And the
excellent.
Rockettes.
And the Rockettes. That's right.
And the ice skating ring and the angels, and the lit up angels and everything.
Normally,
down there.
there's some snow in Warwick this time of the year. It's been a pretty warm winter so far. Actually, it's not winter yet. It is not truly winter yet. But, yeah, my brother's up there in Warwick off of Sanford Lane, and normally this time of year there's some snow on the ground.
But we're getting warmer.
Yes.
A little
Yes.
too warm.
Well, thanks for the call. Enjoy your holidays. We already
Appreciate you listening.
Yeah, we had somebody call in for the. It's a Norway spruce, so we did have somebody call up and give the correct.
We're still
answer
looking
on
for
that.
the year.
So we're still looking for the year.
Okay.
Thanks.
You.
Have a great holiday.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
That was nice.
Yeah, Donna.
All right, so we do.
Warwick's
We
a-
have the
Warwick's-
iLife.
Warwick's one of the reasons why we're on the air.
Right.
Warwick's an area that we'd like to do a little bit more work with. We've done a number of jobs up there now.
Mike, hold on. Another
Okay.
call.
Oh my goodness.
Hi, this is Mike. Who's calling?
Hi, this is Shirt of the Dirt and Shirt Shed.
Hey! Whoa! Yeah. So
Sharon.
now Darren's in the shed, and you're out of the shed.
I'm out of the shed. I was
Wow.
trying to hang up some pretty curtains, but he wouldn't let me.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Were you wearing your pretty curtain outfit to hang
oh,
those?
yes, I always do when I go to the
I
shed.
like that,
Nice.
Sharon.
Yes.
Nice.
I would just like to say, since I'm doing holiday cards, that tree, it's 1937 in my book over here.
But see, that is not the first tree that was actually used at Rockefeller Center.
They're trying to double
Are
down
you
on the show.
sure?
So well,
Oh, he's in the shed. I'm over here. Why? What did he call for?
he called up and he actually got the type of tree that it was, the Norway spruce, and
So
he
Darren
got you your
called?
Christmas present. I can't tell you.
Oh.
If you weren't listening before, I'm going to be bringing it down.
He didn't
there.
buy it, he won it.
Right, he's won it for you, and
Oh,
we'll be bringing
okay,
it down.
then.
But yes, 1937 is one of the numbers, Sharon.
But
you
it's
are
not the
correct.
correct number.
You are correct in one fashion, but it was not the first tree that was put at Rockefeller Center. So
All right, well,
a little
I-
more research, you might get
Yeah,
it. You're
you
getting
might wanna
close.
keep
You're
digging on that
getting
website.
close.
No, I'm not near a computer. That was just in my book. So
Ah.
I'll call back.
Well, listen, Shirt of Shirt and Dirt. Yeah, if you don't call back, listen at the end of the show, and at 5 minutes to, we will give out the exact year that the first tree was actually
And the
used to
story that
reference.
goes with it.
And the story that goes along with it.
Okay.
Super.
And it's
Thanks for
always
calling.
great to hear from you out
Yes.
there. So now you guys are both going to go hang curtains in the shed.
That's right.
Guys,
Atta
I love
boy.
that. All right.
That makes it the best
Thanks,
shed in
Sharon.
the world.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye.
Oh, Mikey, so that's good. So the phones
Yeah.
are just ringing off the hook. Rich is going nuts back there. His hands are on fire. He can't keep his hands off the phones.
I'm not worried about Rich.
All right, so Sharon did come close. That was amazing. But
Where do we leave off on the
okay,
question?
so let's listen
Something
now.
about selecting a contract.
Selecting a contractor.
That's what we started with, you
Well,
know.
listen,
Then
we
get
over here,
sidetracked too quick, you know.
we over here do like to recommend the process called design and build, and that's why we enjoyed having our first sponsors, American Design and Build, here for our, our inaugural launching of the show for the
Correct.
last 5 months as our sponsors and helping us out and backing us up, and we wish them a great health and success in 2007. And we are coming on board with a new design build company.
That's gonna be in
in
January.
and we'll give you a little information about them later on in the year when we start up again. But the design build concept, before we go further,
It's still the best concept.
is the best concept to put together a project and keep the economics
I got to
in
tell you
check.
something.
Right,
This
Mike?
morning I was checking out the new magazine that I get on a regular basis, Kitchen and Bath Design, and there's a great article in it. It talks about how dealers in the area, not in this area they mentioned, one in Wisconsin I think it was, where they combine with other contractors and architects.
That's
and
nice.
they found it successful, where not only are you sitting down the project in the beginning with all the trades, it also makes things come out easier for the client.
Well, it's very important
Everyone
to
understands
to
what's
have
going on.
everybody together on a team.
Teamwork.
So right, so
It is, Bill,
and
really.
and teamwork equates to dollars, Mike. Okay, so it's like oil in your engine. Okay, all these pistons are trying to move independently, and the oil is the thing that actually keeps everything fluid and moving constantly together in unison. So you want to now be the oil, the cohesive material that actually pulls it together and keeps it running smoothly. So the design build concept works a little better because if you make a change in the field or something occurs, everybody sits together as a team in one meeting, addresses it, and you move forward instead of waiting for weeks of calls back and forth. Engineers, architects, builders, subcontractors, homeowners, and this big
It's
circle
all
that
one
occurs.
house, all in house.
Well, it's just time, and time means money. So
delaying that job is costly every
right,
time.
that's it. So always think about the design build concept when you're talking about these projects. Where the architect and the builder work together as a team, and they can put together your project a little better.
Sometimes you'll meet a client and they say, well, my uncle knows an architect, and then you've got a contractor who has no idea who this architect is.
That's right.
So halfway into the project, he has a question or a problem,
That's
which
right.
is even worse.
That's right.
And they try and get the architect on the phone. He's not taking that guy's call because he don't know that guy.
his,
right.
his job's over
That's
with.
right.
Right.
Well, it
he's
just
delivering
slows
his plan.
down. It
Right.
just slows
well,
down.
So
and that slows everybody else behind them down.
if everybody is on the same team and they work together, things are going to flow fluid and smooth and faster.
Exactly. That's
Now,
exactly right.
When you
Bill.
run a lot of work and you understand what contracting is all about one day, and I talked this to the people, and I remember one job I was running, this goes back a while, and we were doing a major addition on a house, and the bottom line was it looked so easy, and then the woman threw us off the job and wanted to become a boss.
That's right.
And I gave her the phone numbers.
What happened, Mike?
I gave her the phone numbers of all my subs, and I said, this is how it goes. Try it. See how it works out. The next day, Steve, her husband, calls me up and says, Mike, you're back on the job. Somehow she's not being able to move the job.
Mike, again, line one. Who's on line one out there? Ask.
Hi there, this is Mike from the ABCs. Can we help you?
Hi, this is Alan from Chester.
Hi, Alan. How you doing?
Good. I have a question about if you want to find a contractor for like specialty stuff. Like we were thinking of installing a wood-burning stove or something that's a little bit other than normal construction. And I'm afraid some of these places that sell these things aren't necessarily the best certified. This is fire prevention and stuff like that.
Well,
First, let me thank you for calling. Let me put Billy on the phone.
Yeah, Bill knows these
This is
things.
Bill's more or less expertise on this end.
yeah, the companies that do sell and install, they are the experts, and you'll never be able to find them. But there are guys out there who are very small companies who've been doing this for 20, 30 years, and and they're the best. The guys that are in business for themselves, okay, rather than one of the large chains who have 30, 40 trucks and sending out 30, 40 crews, but the guy who works for himself, that's the best, and they're the hardest to find because they've got less of a advertising budget.
That's right.
And they're
That's right.
gonna be advertising in the penny savers rather than in the regional paper. So these are the guys that, again, word of mouth. We go on a project, and no matter what we're doing, we go into a development, and all of a sudden the neighbor comes over, and the neighbor comes over, and they're recommending their family and friends, and so we don't have to advertise at all.
That's right. It's word of mouth.
Word of mouth,
That's
because
word of
your
mouth.
work speaks for itself, and that's what you're really looking for.
I think you go back to the point, you take a small contractor, and if he's doing it and you explain your situation, he says, let me show you 1 or 2 jobs that I've done so you get an idea what's going on, so you get a visual.
That's right, Alan.
That's a good start.
If you go back to our checklist that we just went through, though, you can apply that to even the smallest of jobs. Not that it's a small job. I mean, it's an expensive job to put in a stove. But always check if the person you're doing business with or you're calling for the estimate is licensed or has done it for a while. Check the Consumer Affairs again, see if his name's on there. If not, you get yourself 3 estimates from 3 other guys and check their references. Ask to talk to 2 or 3 people that he's installed for.
You know something? It's not embarrassing to
Yeah.
tell a contractor you're taking other bids.
And getting it, and you want references. And those 2 things right there, you can use your own head then, just by talking to individuals like yourself who've had the work done. If there was a problem, they'll let you know. Even if it's a small one and they're pretty much 90% satisfied, that 10% of unsatisfaction that they have had, you will hear about it. And if you get that from 3 people from 1 guy, then you know somewhere along the way you might have that same little dissatisfaction with something, and maybe he's not the person to work with. If you get 1 out of 3 people from references that say they had a problem, then you can weigh that yourself and see. But normally, most of these guys with the small type of work, they do 100%.
Let him review it with you. Let him show you some work. Speak to those people and references, and do that 3 times.
Approximately 5 years ago, I had a wood-burning stove put in my basement, and I have a ranch house, and JB Fireplaces out of, and I'll give him a free plug here. JB Fireplaces out of Ramsey, New Jersey.
Yes.
Okay, and I got to tell you something. This man is booked 6 to 9 months out with work because he is so meticulous and so good at what he does.
That's how it works. That's
and
right.
that's how it works. You really have got to talk and ask and talk to the people in your community, talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, talk to your relatives, and you'll find a guy like Jonathan from JB Fireplaces down in Ramsey, New Jersey, and that's who I would call.
There you go. How's that, Alan?
That's good advice, and I enjoyed the show. Thank you guys a lot.
All right, great
Appreciate
for
the
listening,
call.
and have a happy holiday.
Yeah, same to you. Bye-bye.
Okay, nice. There's a little aside question for you folks out there looking for wood-burning stoves.
If you have a question, even though we're talking about other things, just jump in, really. We'll be distracted easily, believe me.
Okay, so should we get back to this? Or
3 bids. We got
3 bids. Rich, why don't we go out on a break here, and we'll come back in a moment. We're going to take off on the ABCs of Home Improvement, and we'll finish up the show here with some legal mumbo-jumbo.
The halls, deck the halls. That's what it's all about this week, because we're getting ready for the holidays. And
Right.
I think we're going to go out singing, Bill. It sounds like
I
we
think
might end
so,
the show
boy.
with a nice tune for all
I'm
the folks
getting all
out there.
geared up. A couple weeks ago, I was like my wife was calling me the Scrooge, the Grinch. She calls me the Grinch this time of year. She calls me the Scrooge.
Oh, boy,
but I'm
yeah.
getting revved up. I'm ready to go with it.
That's right, man. This is going to be a nice week, easing right into the holidays here.
Let's go back to selecting a contractor.
You like to selecting a contractor during the holidays. Nobody really wants to think about doing any building or anything like that. But we're going to finish up here and give you the do's and don'ts. The do's and don'ts, Mike.
I like to hear it. If what's important, I'm going to write down.
Well, let's see. Okay, so for the folks that are out there, what are the things that you should do when you're getting ready to, hire this contractor? Okay, the first thing, of course, is to plan ahead and make a checklist for yourself, Mike. Or like you like to call it, that little book, that little black marble
Composition book,
composition.
yeah. That's
book.
right.
Naughty and nice.
Okay, determine your needs, funds, including approximately 15 to 20% for work that has not been seen or unforeseen conditions.
Check it twice.
Check it twice. Get a priorities and goals list together, and know what you must have done for your home improvement project and what you could really do without. So you got to fine tune everything. Okay, that's really the first step, right? Then of course we said, and Earl, our old friend who's out there in California now, Being
Hunting
informed,
Sasquatch.
hunting Sasquatch. Be an informed consumer. That's the big one. Okay, learn the type of work that you're planning to have done, and review some trade manuals. Go to the library. Go on the internet. Go see your friends. Talk to people, and make sure you're aware of what's going to happen.
That's a simple thing.
That's
Imagine
that's
looking
a big
around and
step,
seeing
though.
a stone wall, and you say, "Build me a stone wall."
Right,
You know
what
how many
happens?
ways you can build a stone wall, and what kind of designs and how it looks?
And some people are afraid to actually go and do that. They think, I know what's going to happen.
No,
go, right,
no.
Mike? Tell them, you
Yes,
got to
yes. Take a half a sandwich, get on the road, and then go look what's got to be looked at to make sure it's
Okay.
your project. You got to be
Mike,
happy.
You got to be happy. And what's the big one here? References and previous experience also of the contractor you're looking at,
Yep.
okay?
If they love you, if they love him, you'll love him.
That's right.
If you got
Evaluate.
problems, you'll
Always
hear
evaluate the work and the experience based on one or two of the clients of the contractor.
People are happy to tell you what took place if you ask them.
Well, as an architect, Mike, okay, being a professional and dealing with a lot of different builders, people call me and ask me, is this guy okay? Or I've heard about this. And so I know from my experience, I tell the people my beliefs if that builder is capable of doing that job, or if it's too big, or
it's
something
not
that
his
he's
type of
not.
project,
Right, it's
yeah.
not. So asking a professional is always a good way to check as well.
Easy, Ralphie. You'll shoot your eye out.
That's right. Take it easy.
Okay,
Take
so
it
now
easy.
you've done all these checks. You've
Now
got
what?
three. You've taken 3 bids, and you got 3 bids looking at you, and you say, okay, how do I make a choice? Because I've checked the references. I've talked to people.
And all 3 look good.
Right,
Well,
all 3
most-
look good. Now, if all 3 are close in price, then you know what?
Personalities.
Then all 3 are right on.
That's
And
right.
you got to say to yourself, and always go with your first instinct.
That's right.
I just took a test the other day, and I changed 3 answers, and the 3 answers I changed, I had right. It was a 100-question test, multiple choice. The 3 answers I changed, I got wrong.
the
I had
second
them right.
guess. The second
Always
guess.
always go with your
Instincts,
first gut
right, Bill?
instinct, and that's the contractor you choose.
You play second
If-
guess, you're down to
Yes.
yourself.
Well, if there's a wide range between the low and high, you want to find out why.
Well-
you want to discuss it before you even jump to a conclusion. Maybe something was not picked up.
You know
They
why
missed something on the estimate.
You know why we have sayings in this world, in our society, in our culture? Because they have stood the test of time.
That's right.
So when people say, you get what you pay for, be careful what you ask for.
or
you know,
it's a wonderful life.
Right.
This time of the
Right.
year.
right. So these
You're on the money,
sayings
Bill. You're right there.
have stood
That's-
the test of time.
that's right.
And I have to just bring up a couple. Our friend Earl,
All right.
Who's out
this is
in
what
North-
we're waiting for.
Earl, who's out in West
Snow country.
California.
He's in
Making his
snow
way to Montana in
He's-
search of Sasquatch.
He's looking for Sasquatch. Okay, left us with these 2, and I got to tell you something. They, you know what? They're right on the money. They hit the nail on the head.
So go ahead.
The bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten.
I love that. That
Okay.
is
Very true.
unbelievable.
Okay.
Very
That,
true.
there's like bells ringing right now when I hear that, Bill.
yeah. And then we got another one from John Ruskin, and this was one
Oh,
of
this
Earl's
is the
favorite,
best.
and it basically says the same thing, but in a different way.
Eloquent.
The common law of business balance prohibits paying a little and getting a lot. It can't be done. If you deal with the lowest bidder, it is well to add something for the risk you run. And if you do that, you will have enough to pay for something better.
Man,
Okay,
Very
John
true.
Ruskin.
We got to
Okay,
always
so
applaud
Earl,
when
we
do
gotta
that.
thank
because
Earl.
for you folks out there, we got to thank Earl, because if you live by those 2 mottos, you folks out there, you could never get hurt when you're picking a contractor. Just those 2 things alone. Using those 2 sayings. Right? What do you think, Bill?
That's it. He hit the nail on the head.
Every time we hear it, every time we love it, you know?
And that's why, again, we don't advertise very much, but we roll from one job to another, because when you leave a job and everything is perfect and done well,
And people are happy.
now
it speaks for itself through
Right.
word of mouth.
if
The
you
happiness.
if you do a good job, and this is again national survey, blah blah blah, census reports. If you do a good job, do you know how many referrals you get?
That's right.
3.
Five. I was just said 5.
Yeah, you were close. 3. Okay. If you do a bad job, do you know how many bad
Word of
Yeah, the
mouth.
references, the
Okay.
negative feedback.
10.
17.
Oof.
17.
So if you do good for people, they're going to tell 3 people. But if you do bad for people, if you go in somebody's home and you just leave a terrible job behind,
That's
They're
worth
gonna tell-
6 good jobs just to
They
catch
can't
up.
wait to tell people.
they're going to
Oh,
tell
man.
everybody. So And that separates the good contractors from the very few that give contracting a bad name.
That's right.
The few guys that you see on
That's
Shame
right,
on You and this show and that show.
That's the finger
few-
one where they give
right.
you the finger.
That's right. Dun, dun, dun.
bad.
Shame on you. Okay? That's the few that give all of us a bad name.
It's only a few, too. Bill.
It is only a few.
Otherwise,
That's
they
right.
can't keep this up. You can't be bad for
But it's the same in everything. It's
Listen,
in car dealerships. It's in
everywhere
every
you go.
phase
So,
of.
so as the homeowner, the key part here, what do you think is when you're making that selection, you got to set up some ground rules. Okay, you got to know what your payment schedules are, know who's in charge of the job, who's supervising what, who's in charge of cleanup.
Who do you call when there's problems?
Who's taking delivery of materials? Is it the homeowner? Is it the contractor? Is it the subcontractor? Is it a job foreman? And all these things have to be spelled out, and that's the legal mumbo jumbo that a lot of people get bogged down in, and it really scares them is seeing these contracts. But with the right attorney, this and a good set of plans is your roadmap to a great successful project where everybody's smiling.
If you
at the
dot
end.
all the I's and cross all the T's, Lee, it makes the job
Well,
easier.
let's go through the don'ts now, Mike. Since we
Okay.
have 5 minutes left, what don't you do when you're starting up with these
Don't
contractors?
pick up the yellow pages.
So, well, don't be pressured into having any extra unnecessary work done. Don't rush into signing any contracts with anybody. If they're looking to say, give me a check and let's get going, and don't worry about the contract, we'll get it to you next week. Just give me the deposit. These are the guys that you got to be weary of. You know what I'm saying, Mike?
The other one's on ABC.
And that's right. And
With the
also,
finger
don't
pointing
jump
at
at these special offers. We'll come and we'll side your house for no money down.
That's
and,
horrible
and,
what they're
and
doing.
then because these guys, these specials are really inferior products being applied
Those
to
are
your
always
building
the-
for an exorbitant cost.
Don't jump at the guy who's $10,000 or $20,000 less than the other two bidders.
Exactly. This is a big one, Mike. Right? All right.
Scary.
And what about pick? Don't pick the first contract that you see advertised or hear about. Okay, don't pick any guys soliciting door to door. I mean, these
That's
are
scary as
and
one of all.
people do though. These are the people.
Those are the out-of-state guys that come in from down south, I'm telling you.
And let me tell you, don't ever do a home improvement project without a written agreement. Okay, this is always the ABC's a home improvement. We stand by that. There's got to be a document besides the architectural plans. There must be something written specifically to tell you what the heck is going to be done and what the time
What
frame
you're getting
is,
for your money.
what you're getting. Okay, and don't give the contractor a cash deposit. Okay, there's a minimum deposit for the first 72 hours of $350, in which you have your 72 hours to turn that contract over and say you want to cancel it. And after that, then you can start paying by the payment schedule. Very important. You have 72 hours right of refusal, New York State law, on any home improvement project.
Lemon law.
That's right.
And it's
okay?
the holiday season. This is our holiday show. It's a time of year where, yes, there's office parties. There's okay. Don't drink and drive.
That's right.
You might spill some.
That's right. And don't drink and sign, especially if the contractor's buying. You don't want to be out there drinking and signing at a contractor's party for your home improvement project. All right.
Well, I'm going to wish everybody a happy.
Happy. Oh, we're going out already. Well, Mike. All right.
We have 2 more minutes.
You know, we've
Okay.
got
Yeah,
some
but listen,
time,
we could sing a song as we go out for the holidays. What do you think? Should we give Rich? Can we give the folks a song out there? I mean, what song should we sing, Bill? Jingle Bells
this
is
whole-
always
you know,
a
my-
good
my
one,
favorite
Mike.
line
Mike,
is,
nobody's jingle bells, jingle
got time
bells,
still, Mike.
jingle
They'll sing something.
all